Hello, test. Better? Okay. Okay. So we create, Kazim, kill the audio on that. We create content, people create content all the time and we get to watch it, right? All of us have something favorite that we watch on Facebook or YouTube. There are a lot of people now creating very expensive content online and people are watching it. Uh, do you know what's the most watched video on YouTube right now? You don't answer. You guys don't answer. That's He's one of the most popular YouTuber, Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast is very popular. You're right about that. He makes a whole bunch of money. I'm talking about just one video. Hamdan, I know you know because we were talking about this before. Huh? It is Hamdan? No, no, no. Very close. Really good. It is Baby Shark. Baby Shark. It's a music video. Baby Shark. Yeah, yeah. It's a music video. It's a song. There you go. You guys want to sing it? Okay. That video has been watched since till February, I think. 10 billion times all over the world. Do you know how many people are in the world? 8.55 billion. That means the people have watched that video more than once. And every time somebody clicks on the video, the creator, whoever made that video, makes money. If you're watching that video too, they make money. Mr. Beats.
I have a question.
Yeah,
You know, you guys watch the video, it's a click down here to like the program. You ever see that
yeah.
on YouTube? I could never click down there. Do you? You gotta be signed in. You gotta be signed in, then, you gotta be signed in. See, I'm learning something now.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
I just look it up, and I'm looking at it.
if you're watching on TV, you're not going to see that option. On cell phones, depending on what kind of technology you're using.
I usually watch YouTube on my TV.
TV, so on TV it's not going to give you. So they're creating a lot of these people. So that's another good point that you made. Most of the YouTube content or Facebook content, or I'm talking about social media, TikTok and all that, is watched on the cell phones. Hardly anyone is watching on TV. That's why the movie business is dying out too. Netflix just lost a whole bunch of money this year. For the first time, they just fired like 300 people a few months ago. They just fired 40 more people. A few years ago, Netflix was the biggest thing. So the reason that's happening is people want to watch raw and real content online. And you guys can be creator too. You guys can make your own content too. So before I start my own thing, I just want to go around and let's talk about, so you either tell me what's your favorite thing that you've seen on Facebook or on TikTok, like what's your favorite videos to watch, or you can tell me that if you had your own channel, if you were creating something, what would be something that you want to create? So I'll go around. I'll give you a chance. What's your name? Okay, let me just come closer to you because I want to see. I'm going to let them finish. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this. So we're asking, Mr. Cunningham, we were asking, what's your favorite thing that you've seen online so far? Like your favorite show that you watched, not Disney, not created by production house, but somebody who's doing it at home or something like that, like Mr. Beast. What's your favorite thing that you watched? Or if you had your own show, what would you want to put on there? Go ahead.
Can you speak it louder, like what? Help homeless people, like help homeless people.
Okay, for the video, I'm going to repeat this. So you love to watch Mr. Beast video. He's very popular. My son back there, he watch him too. So I get to watch it here and there too. And you said that you love to create some sort of content for the homeless people to help them, or at least highlight them. I'm in the military. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Is that another room?
No, it's a person actually that's in our neighborhood that's always walking around asking for money.
There you go. So I'm in the military.
We need
You want to sit down? Okay. Okay. You need to sign in too. Okay. She took the shit. Okay. So I'm in the military. About half of the military members, when they retire, half is a big number. I think 1/10 of every 10th military person, when they get out of military, they become homeless because it's a huge number. It's a problem. So these things need to be highlighted. They have psychological, mental issues and everything. And if we can do something to help them, at least highlight them too, right? You know, whenever you go to any concert or sports arena, anything like that, they actually will stand up and cheer for military and all that. And after that, we never think about them, right? So it should be more than that. Really good idea. How about you, sir? What's your name? Okay. Are you guys related? Twins. Oh my God. Okay, that's okay. So, what's your favorite show? What is it? Do Perfume. So what's this about?
They do what?
Trick
Trick
shots.
shots?
Okay, okay. I've seen it too. Okay. And if you had your own show, what would you want to do it? Okay. What's your favorite sport? Basketball. Okay. Mr. Cunningham, I'll come back to you. What's your favorite show thing to see?
I
Yeah.
watch, I watch, huh? No, I watch stuff like education. I watch like Napoleon Hill. I watch
Go ahead, go ahead.
I watch Napoleon Hill. I watch Dale Carnegie. I watch all the guys how they get rich, how to make money. That's what I do. I watch that day in and day out, and I make some money.
Okay.
That's what I do.
So I know that you already had your TV or radio show at school.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it. So what is it about? It's a good time. Hey, Frank, how are you?
Hey,
You can come in. It's going to be outside. Nazreen is doing in the other conference room. She can brief you, or actually talk. What's her name? Tracy is outside in the parking somewhere. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I talk about current events.
You guys, pay attention.
I
Okay.
talk about current events. I talk about you guys before you come to school. I talk if you miss more than 18 days of school, you might possibly fail if you don't keep up with your work. I also talk about family behaviors, building strong families, because strong families make strong communities. If your family ain't doing nothing right, it's more likely you're not going to survive a lot of stuff. Sometimes you get lucky and make it, but you know you got to have strong families, build strong communities.
Okay.
That's how I want to emphasize.
Thank you. Thank you. And Vicky just walked in. I'm just going to talk to her for 1 second too. Vicky, she has her own show on Naz Studio as well. Her show is on Wednesday. So can you briefly tell us what that show is about? And number two, what's your favorite thing on social media that you watch?
But number one, my show's on Wednesday, and I talk about health and wellness, and that's in every area of the person's life.
Yeah.
Because people just think it's mental health, but it's not just mental health. It's also helping your relationships with other people. That's key. And one of the things I talk about when you're having relationships with other people is the key word is relate. And relate means communicate. How do you communicate with other people, with your friends, with your parents, at church, at work? Because people think they can take the same attitude that they have in the street into their work, into their school, and all of that. So I want to show them how to have healthy everything. Favorite thing on social media? Really don't know.
But I know that she'll before the show she'll call me. She said, "Hey, tomorrow I'm going to talk about this."
Yes.
And there's a video that I watched. So what she does is a lot of people just sit there and they just dive into social media and they're video after video, or but she knows exactly what she's looking for. She puts it on a hook and she tells me, and I'll pull it up and we'll show part of that video. So it comes back to what you were saying before too. Like we will drive, I'll be driving, like I'll see a homeless person, I'm like, ah, and then you drive, you forget about it. But she's saying, when you see a problem, try to have a relationship with them. Try to do something. If you want to fix something, do something about that. Just feeling bad isn't good enough.
No, it's not. It's doing something about it.
Yeah.
Because people talk about it, but then we tell them to do something, right?
Yeah.
In other words, follow your passion.
Yeah.
If you like something that you like and you're passionate about it,
Yeah.
try to do something about that.
Yeah.
You said homeless, right? That's a very good
That
good
is
thing to
good.
look at.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, sir? What's your name? George. Okay. So what's your favorite thing on social media? Nothing at all? You need more time to think about? I'll go to Mrs. Cunningham and then I'll come back to you. What if you had your show? What would you want to? What do you want to talk about? Funny? Comedy is good. Do you want to do skits or you just want to talk? Yeah.
You got to what?
Yeah. So Frank Handley that walked in, he has his own show on our on NAS 7162, but he does comedy. He does DJ as well, right? So you can create skits as well. When I was young, I used to have like old uh, VHS camera. You guys don't even know what VHS camera, what that means.
Repeat yourself.
VCR. Oh my God, my shoulder will hurt. But I used to record my own skits and everything, and some of them still survive, and I still tease my friends about that because I'd have them play like different stupid things. But so we'll come back to comedy, and you're going to tell me what your favorite thing is. I want you to think about this, and we're going to go to Mrs. Cunningham.
I'm Scottish.
Okay, so I apologize.
I know I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
She's not that blessed.
I'm sorry about that.
Anyway, I am Pastor Joyce Scottish. So,
Oh, okay,
and recorded mostly every Sunday.
okay,
But I had a dream of doing a podcast called, what was the name of it? Joyous Occasions.
okay.
And just highlighting some of the good things in the city and what's going on and, Niagara Falls is still a beautiful place,
The really, really good point.
Yeah. And
This is awesome point.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff going around, a lot of good programs going around that, a lot of people don't know about. If it wasn't for Vicky, I wouldn't have known about this. You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's exactly how it works. So Rick and Rhonda show. You guys know Rhonda, right? Mr. Cunningham's daughter. Yeah.
I don't think they know it.
Okay. So she does her show, and that's exactly what she does too. We talk about this.
You talking about Wanda, not Wanda, Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Ronnie, Rhonda.
Yeah.
So her show is exactly about that too, because they do a lot of youth events, and we had a discussion, and I discussed this with Frank and with Vicky as well. I said, you'll find a lot of people who are going to say there's this thing wrong with Niagara Falls and this thing. I said, don't talk about it unless you have a solution, or you can provide a solution too. So now we have all these positive people. We're not ignoring that there are bad things in Niagara Falls, but we're going to try to do something about them. And this is, yeah. So a really, really good point. So what's your favorite thing that you watch, you said?
What I watch on YouTube, I don't do too much on my phone now, I do TV. And I watch church, of course, but I watch the news, world news.
Okay.
And I watch, what's it, Trevor Noah.
Oh, yeah, Trevor Noah. Okay. Daily show with Trevor
He
Noah.
really does it.
Yeah, yeah.
Going on. And mainly that's what I watch. I watch
Okay.
a lot of.
So Trevor Noah, he's a comedian on Comedy Network,
Right, yeah.
born in South Africa. And what I like about his show, and she said something about world news, is that you get the outside perspective of American. Because when you live in a well, you just think about that's the world. But you see how people see us, and it's a really wonderful way to understand what our lives are all about. Here in this part of the world, if my AC doesn't work, or my fridge doesn't work, or TV is out, I think, oh my God, world is falling apart. There are people actually in the rest of the world, they don't even know if they're going to have food next day. So when you listen to Trevor Noah, if you hear his story, his father was a white guy, mother was black. That's not allowed in South Africa. So he grew up in hiding. His parents hid him in his house for most of his life, and that's who grew. And then with that, he still had a comedy show. So that's amazing.
Mother was very bright.
That
Very
yes.
smart,
Qasim, stand up, beta. What's your favorite show? Okay, no, you gotta give me something. No, that's your favorite show. Qasim, what do you all like to watch? Well, what was it? Mr. Who's the Boss? Okay, stand up. I can't hear.
Yeah, talk loud, I can't hear you.
Oh, tech videos. Oh, he sat there and he watches them. So the new technology that comes out, he'll actually break it down. And so what would you want to do if you had your own show? Okay, so he helps me a lot with this setup and everything. Even this show is being is live right now, and he understood how technology works, and he helps me a lot. Hamdan, what about you? Stand up. You like all of them, but you have your own. You have your own YouTube show as well, right? YouTube created. He does. Okay. 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 So okay. All right. No, we'll come back to you again, George. Did you think of anything? You thought I forgot about you. What? What? Tell us about that. Okay. Well, everything is content creative. That's what we're talking about. So what does he do? What kind of show is it?
Funny show?
Okay.
What do you do? What, the people that interviews are funny, or what is it? It's a comical situation? Oh, we go on the beach and stuff. I'm sorry, what you say? He go on the beach and like he be like, go on the people like he be like, if I get your age, I get a kiss on the cheek. If I don't, if I guess you want to get this smack.
Okay.
I guess your age becomes old.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So one thing that we didn't talk about so far is that all this did not exist long time ago. I'm talking not long time ago, about 10, 15 years ago, there was no social media, right? YouTube was just created like maybe 15 years ago, less than 15 years ago. Yeah, yeah. But the point is that if I wanted to express myself, if I wanted to tell somebody that I have a point, I would have to go talk to people in person, go to a community center, go to church. That's how people used to meet. But now, the information that I want to give to somebody, it can be in their hand within seconds. Like a few seconds ago, just before you guys walked in, I did a live video. I said, hey guys, we're going to do a community day today. It's going to be right here. And a few seconds ago, I checked. Few people have shared on their pages or on their personal thing, and it's not a viral though, but you know what I'm saying? It's already being shared, so hopefully somebody will watch it. It's happening, but it took a lot of effort how I got there too. If I've done it a month ago, 2 months ago, no one would even know that I had a page. I was not on social media. I have IT background. I went to school for computer science, and social media scares me because it can be manipulated and people can, find out too much information about you or use it against you as well. So I went back to social media because I wanted to do the studio, and within a few months, thankfully, I have a good group of people who helped me, like Mr. Cunningham, like Rick and Rhonda and Vicky that you saw, Frank walked in. There are a few other people that did too. So you need to have. Point is that to have a good podcast for a good creation of the show, you need to have a good team as well. The people who are going to be in front of the camera or people who are going to be behind the camera. My best helper is sitting right here, my son. Not you, Hamdan, but I'm talking about Qasim, my son. He's here all the time. He's helping with this. So you can count on people to help you. But the point that I wanted to make is these guys make a lot of money. Qasim, can you look up how much money the Baby Shark has made so far? They've made so much money. Do you guys know who Ryan Toys Review is? Have you guys watched it? All he does, he started was unboxing new toys, right? Sorry? Yeah, yeah. He makes the Baby Shark. That video has made $125 million.
So how do they make it? You said every time someone click on, they make money.
Yeah.
How does that process work?
Okay, so
How does it work?
okay, that's a good point. So YouTube obviously is keeping track of what video is being watched the most, right? So then when I go on, like I have a business, I want to advertise for aero transportation. Like I want more people to use my taxi ride. And when I go and I tell them I want to advertise on YouTube, they'll say, what kind of video are you looking for, like where you want to advertise? I'll say anyone who's looking for a video about baby shark, or anyone who's looking for transportation. Like they give you keywords that you can advertise for. Then they tell you, they ask you what area, because I don't want to advertise for aero transportation in Cleveland or in Toronto. I want to have the local people use it, right? So that's how it works. So people who have online content, that content can be seen from anywhere, right? So most likely they'll say, I don't care where the people are, as long as they're looking for sharks. I want my video to be. That person might be selling, I don't know, hunting stuff, right, or guns or anything like that. So they'll advertise looking at what video is being watched the most, right? So when you click on a video, and the more popular the video is, when you click on the video, it will play that the advertisement in the beginning. That's how YouTube is making money. So they make cents per video, and half of the money will Kasim, do you know the percentage? Some money goes to the content creator, and some Google gets to keep. Google owns YouTube, right? So they get to keep half of the money. So $115 million is a lot of money. So they've created this young kid. All he does is open toys, and the toys that you can go to Walmart and then just buy them. He will open them with this. That's how the whole show started. Was he did that? He will open the toys and show people how he's playing with them. And there are a lot of young mothers out there. Their kids who are like 2 or 3 years old. They just want kids to just sit in front of TV so they can wash dishes and cook and clean and all that. So they started watching these shows. So he's so rich now, he makes few $1 million a month. And how old is he now, Qasim? 13? Yeah, he started when he was 7 or 8, but he's not that old. He's just getting his like a stash and everything now. But he makes so much money. And Mr. Beast, he makes a lot of money too. But Mr. Beast does it, is one of his favorite. He gives back a lot of money too.
He takes too long to post.
He does? Crohn's disease? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he's sick as well. But he gives a lot of his money back. So what he does is like he'll give away free cars and free houses, and he'll walk in. Yeah. So that's a really good thing. But so many of these people don't do that. So the most popular show on YouTube. Sorry. Everyone is going to die eventually, but I hope he lives. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, but there are few people. It's not one of those fatal things that Yeah, it's controlled, but he would have to go to hospital a lot. I don't know. The most watched YouTube is T series. It's an Indian music, the Bollywood music. Every song that they put on is watched a lot. They make billion of dollars from every video. So we just talked about one video making $115 million. Every video that they upload, they make millions of dollars for the video. 2 or 3 years ago, one of the Indian song came out, and loved that song. It was put by T series on YouTube as well. They just had a long opening that didn't make any sense. I did not like it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to edit it. I just to help people, I just edit the beginning. That was just the dialogue and everything. So about 30-second video, and then at the end, it was the same thing too. I re-edited and put it back on YouTube, and then a few months later, my son had to tell me that, do you know that you have millions of people who follow you now? Because of that one video, this one video got like about what's like 100. Sorry? No, but that video is like I have 48,000 people subscribe to me, and that video has over 150. Huh? 58 million? I didn't take it off because the music was copyrighted, right? So I wasn't making money off it because of the content of the video. did not belong to me, it belonged to T-Series. So every time somebody was clicking on the video, even though it was on my, the creator of the content can say, hey, take it off, I don't even want them to have it. Or they can say, let them play it, remind them that that video does not belong to you, but when somebody clicks on it, I want to make money. So they were okay with video being there, right? I didn't make any money. I wish I had made that money, right? That would have been really good. Yeah, 57 million people have watched it. So, yeah. Well, but I didn't make it just to make money. I was just doing it for myself. And a few months later, he actually had to tell me that you have so many people watching, and I'm like, wow, that's good. So the most important thing, so the video, the session, I don't know. Are you bored? They're talking about makeup, like how to do makeup. Is that what you guys want to learn? Okay. To wait for Mr. Cunningham to come back, you guys can talk to him. Then you guys can go if you guys want to. It's up to him. He decides. Sorry? Yeah. He was very popular during my time. That's what we were used to watch. There was no YouTube.
You have to put your content out there
Yeah, yeah.
and you wait for it to reach a certain level.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to talk about. Guys, you need to pay attention. I don't want to move you guys, but we're still doing this. The most important thing is the content. So there are a lot of other people who want to do same thing too. Mr. Beast's idea that they're talking about. I'm sure the other people would love to do that as well. But there's few things that you have to do online, right, to get there, to get to that level as well. So we'll talk about that. You have to have a really good hook. You have to have a niche that actually people would want to come back and watch it, right? A lot of people when they make a video, they'll leave it at a just it's like a TV show that you watch too, or movie too, a cliffhanger, like you want people to come back and watch, or they'll say, hey, I'm going to have a show and I'm going to give away something, right? And then that's in the beginning you have to do those kind of things. You need to say something that people would want to say, okay, I want to watch this. A religious show, I know God is very important to you. You're a church lady, a lot of people will follow you. But you're going to go, that's a very narrow demographics of people who are going to watch you, right? So how do you get to other people, right? So you need to, you widen your net as much as possible. In the beginning, it's going to be tough. But once you do it, just like I talk about this show that I do, in the beginning, I didn't have anyone watching. But second thing, part of that is too that you have to be consistent, right? You can't just do a show today and then like he was talking about Mr. Beast. He's delaying his videos, right? That's not good for him. I mean, health-wise, may he live long and everything. But people who watch him, yeah. Yeah, so other people like, okay, you know what, there's so much other content online, people are not going to sit there and say, okay, I'll wait for the next video. They'll just, you lose people.
Interviewing different people that's doing
Mhm.
things in the city,
Yeah.
make broad.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So you want to try to get more popular people as well.
Right.
We talk about, okay, so you want to think about your audience. That's your goal. For the content, you want to see who your audience is too, right? Who do you want to reach out to?
I go to Children's Fellowship. It's on the corner of 22nd Street, 1609 22nd Street. You know where Linwood is? Nah, it's Linwood. It's that church back a little bit.
Oh, it's like love.
It's close to the pizza store there, right?
Yeah,
Pierce.
it's closer to the pizza dispensary.
Yeah,
It's right down the street.
yeah. See, I have a transportation business, so I got to know every corner. I know where 16th and. No. Uber is our competition. No, we do Medicaid. We do Medicaid transportation. Medicaid transportation, Lyft and all that is like more like taxi. We don't do taxi as much, but we pick up people from that go all over the place. So before the show, you want to advertise as much as possible. Let your friends know. Those are the people who are going to watch it first. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to do this. I need your support. I need you guys to watch the show. You can tell them in person. You can send them text message. You can send them the links to your video if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or I'm even on TikTok. I'm talking about any format that you're doing. You want to make sure that you send your people that you can rely on. We talk about your close circle. Make sure they're watching, and then so they'll be there to watch it live. The good thing about this content is that it's not only available when it's being live, it's available any other time too. So the show that everything that we did yesterday is still there. People want to learn about how to do music, they can still go back. People will be watching this show even in the future as well, and this will be there
So how long do it last? How long does it stay up?
forever. You can choose to delete, or you can choose to do whatever you need to. Um, Content is so important. Whatever you're talking about, right? If you're already popular, you don't have to worry about. You can just pull your cell phone out and that's it, right? But for somebody who's starting new, George, can you come and sit on this seat here, please? And I need you to come and move up here. No, you. Yeah, right here. It's very disrespectful because I'm trying to do, like, I could be doing other things too, and I'm trying to teach you guys something, right? If you guys have something important to say, just say it, raise your hand and say it, but otherwise just pay attention, please. Thank you. The content is very important, but it's not as important to people who are already popular, because once you are like the Hollywood star or something, popular, people are already looking out for you, and they'll come and watch you, right? But somebody who's starting something new, you need to make sure that you do everything to make that popular as well. A beautiful girl or handsome guy doesn't have to put a lot of makeup on. He doesn't have to waste a lot of time doing his hair and everything. A guy like me, I might have to spend more time. So I'm more acceptable. Same thing with the content as well. Your content, you need to make sure that you're prepared. You know what you're going to talk about, right? And then with that too, you want to make sure that it's a good setup as well for audio, video, and like even it looks like a studio as well wherever you do the presentation. Again, unless the content is really good, you can pick up a camera, you're walking around just making a video, and then you see an accident. People would love to watch that video because something new happened that they were not expecting. But if you're sitting in your closet and you're talking about something that's not as popular, you're talking about God, I'm sorry to say that, like I go to, but, sorry?
It's very popular.
Yeah, I know. But people are not looking for this content, so no one is going to watch other than you, right? So if your setup is good, you invite people from different faiths, they come and talk, and they sometimes they'll say that you say this and I don't agree with you, and you can, let's say that you talk to atheist person who doesn't believe in God, and you're trying to have a discussion with them, that might be watched more than you just sitting in front of a camera and just reading Bible, right? So got to think about how you want to do it too. Audio is very important as well. That's why when he couldn't hear me, he told me he can't hear me, because if just the video and people just see me walking around, it doesn't help anyone, right? Video is important too. You don't want to have, in the beginning when I did not have these cameras, I did the video with my camera, with my phone, but the video quality isn't that good. When I go live and I quickly just want to show people the setup, I do use my cell phone because I know people will watch what we're doing. It's not important how good the quality is. But when it's a studio setup, you want to make sure the quality is better. The studio setup itself, you want to make sure the colors are good too. Like if you have a background, your bed sheet or something, if you have a paint, you can do a paint as well. I can show you guys the studio that I have in this building, right? That is important as well. Now, during the show, you don't want to start a controversy. You don't want to be the news. You don't want people to talk about you. You want to cover the news. So remember what you said in the beginning, positive things. Yes, there are bad things going on, but if everyone is already thinking that Niagara Falls is a bad thing, and you just come and confirm that, then there's nothing new that you're showing them. So no one is going to come and watch you. But if you say, hey, we know there's a problem in Niagara Falls, we know there's a gun violence, we know there's a drug problem in Niagara Falls, but do you know there's something going on at the Freedom, is it Freedom Park? Or one of the parks. Do you know that there were Legend Park, sorry, Legend Park, or there's an event going on at library, and you're going to meet somebody, a VIP is coming in, you're going to meet them there. A mayor of Niagara Falls is going to sit there and try to answer the question, and you're going to ask him directly, sir, what are you doing about these new issues? Why are the trash the tax gone up in Niagara Falls? How are you going to help the Niagara Falls? We have the roads are not fixed. So what do we need to do? So we can ask them question, try to help them with the solution as well. When you mention a problem, we talk about this right now, that you say that people are fed up with the taxes going up in Niagara Falls. Let's ask somebody who can answer the question. If you're just sitting there crying about the rest of the people too, and you haven't spoken to anyone about that, who can do something about that, or who can actually give you the answers, then you're not helping anyone at all. So no one really cares about that. Be honest with people too. Even when you're talking about yourself, be honest. Don't tell them something that you're not, because that will come out. It's gonna stick out. Vicky Weidman, the last show she did was about relationship, and she brought up some few things that were very personal to her, and she cried in front of the camera. I'm not saying that you should cry, but think about that. That was something very private to her. It was just her and the camera, and for a few seconds she talked to the people. She said, these relationships, these people in our lives are very important. And for a second, she cried, but I think people got it too. Yes. Starman? Darman? Yeah. I watch it. My kids, my younger kids, they love that show. The videos can be, he creates his own, Darman is really popular too. And he has like his small studio, a bunch of people that he makes video with, and is very popular. Have you ever watched Indian movies, like Bollywood movies? Okay. So the point is that they're cheesy sometimes, really super cheesy, but they make good points. So that's a really good content though. Kids sit there like, how to be honest with people, don't lie to your parents, all the good stuff too in those videos. Another thing that you should do during the show is talk to people. Just like we talked about Vicky, like she was one-on-one with people. You think people are not going to watch? There will be people who are going to watch, right? With the system that I have, people can post questions. People can post questions, and Vicky Weidman again, the one I was talking about. People can post questions, and you can answer them directly in our system as well. When I'm behind the thing of helping with the show, when she's talking about something special, she was talking about the core of ourselves. I was able to pull up something that we talk off camera, like a core of Apple or something, so people can see what we're talking about. So you try to connect with people as much as possible. She even asked people, hey, ask me a question. I want to see, what do you see in this picture? Right? We had a picture there. What do you see? And people were saying, I see a face, or somebody said I see a number, and it was a totally different thing. So we're all looking at the same thing. We all seeing different things. So help your content. Remember we said that if you're ugly, right, you want to put more makeup on so you look more acceptable. For somebody who's already popular, they don't have to do all these things. But you want to help your content as much as possible.
Want to give them their service? The food is coming because it was already pre-ordered, so he still has to get the. Now, don't disturb this class, ladies. I gotta go back. Okay, well, we can't come on back up down. Back up. I'm in class.
Okay.
She said purse. So,
Purse.
everyone, y'all listening? The Minister Scanius. So, I want to say that what I like about working with him is that you don't have to give him every detail. So that's the good thing about working with somebody that you can deal heard, so he had to
Okay.
get it, so that's what
Okay.
he went to go
Okay.
to.
They were asking about him.
So,
And
yes,
we're almost done here. They wanted to catch the end of the other. Is Nazine almost done as
she's
well?
done.
She's done. Okay.
Yeah, that's why they walking
Okay.
around.
I'll have her maybe talk to you guys about hygienes and makeup and everything too for a few seconds. They just wanted to do that. Okay.
They want to know?
So she'll be here.
Okay.
Um, I'll do that. I'll do that. Hey, so so relate to people, talk to them, because whatever problem you're having, you're not the first person who have that problem,
Right.
right? There are a lot of other people feeling like that. People are fed up in Niagara Falls just like you're fed up in Niagara Falls. People are having issue with relationships like you're having. You think you're the only one who was mad at their parents? There's a lot of other people who had issues too, right? So relate to people, talk to them as much as possible, share stories. Whenever you think about church, Sunday church, you'll always come back. Somebody asks you, hey, what do you remember? You'll remember stories, right? When we opened this building right here, I did my presentation here, and I made up a story, half of the story. I made up half of the story. People still tease me about that. I made up a story about me growing up in a small, about the Bible story. If you're going to do that, tell them what you're feeling. That will help you stay connected to people as well. After the show, so we're done with the show. We did the beginning. Now, the end of the show, you want to make sure that you still advertise. You still tell people that, hey, I did this yesterday or today, a few minutes ago. Make sure that you share with other people and watch it too. So people will comment. They're still watching Vicky's show from like a few weeks ago. I still get contact. People still post questions. I still try to guide her to you. Share as much as possible. You should still engage with your audience. Go and read the comments and try to answer people's questions too. Or in the next show, cover that.
Yes.
Okay. And the cliffhanger as well. Remember we talked at the end of the show. Just say, hey, if you think this was good, don't forget to tune in next week. I'll actually talk about this next time too, right? If you have guests on your show, you want to make sure that you prepare yourself what they may talk about. You should know who they are. Do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. The technical thing that I did not talk about, this is almost the end of the show, at the end of the presentation, the technical few things I did not talk about, like how the camera should be zoomed in or zoom out. When she gets very personal, I'm just pointing to her because she's right there. When they're talking about something personal, you want to be as zoom in as possible. When they're talking about it's entire Niagara Falls, it's just not me, then I go with open shot, right? You want to make sure that the cameras are perfectly, they're not too high. If they're at the eye contact, eye level, but this camera is right at my eye level, they're not too high or they're not too low, because if you watch movies, when you want to make something look very, very scary, the camera is like from the bottom looking up, right? All that. So you got to think about all that too. Camera should be aligned perfectly. It should not be tilted on one side or the other side. If you're going to move the camera too, you're going to make sure that it actually helps the content. And do not distract the guest or the host. Meaning, sometimes I feel when I'm sitting behind the thing that I'm going to distract. Like she's talking about, let's say, she's talking about a relationship, and then I just show a picture of, I don't know, Niagara Falls. Does not help. She might get distracted. She's like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do with that? Right? So don't do that. Stay with the main topic. Yeah. If you guys, I know you guys are tired. You guys are waiting for food. I can walk you around and show you what the setup is. Or if you guys don't want to do this, you guys are done with the class. There's a survey that you guys are going to do.
So with the survey, you're only talking about what happened in this class.
Yeah.
Okay, with the presenter. What did you learn?
Yeah.
Anything about the presenter, and you're gonna turn the page down, and I'll come around and collect them because the presenter cannot collect them.
The other thing is, if you guys ever want to do something like this, I'll be more than happy to have somebody come and help me. We can give one to Qasim too. We can help. We can ask somebody to help me behind the camera or front of the camera here too. You guys can have your own show right here, because I can talk to you guys I can talk to young kids, but it's not going to be the same thing as you guys talking to them because, again, the issues we're talking about are very unique to you.
Did they
The
talk
thing,
about what would be a subject they would like to have for the podcast?
yeah,
For young people? Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
One of them want to do a comedy show.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Well, he needs to talk to Frank out there.
these two, I told them this.
You do? When do you do your show? On TikTok?
There
Okay.
you go. Are you popular? How many people do you have following?
Not yet.
Okay. But if you want to, so we can talk about more like advertising, getting your words out. Yeah, yeah. Well, we can actually.
Social media, that's what I like about social
So if you're gonna stay around, right? I'm gonna move my studio out there, and then you can come and you can talk about your show for a few seconds, and we'll just, and then later on you go on the video and then say, hey, I was on show. This is how you follow me, and then put the link there, right? So that's how we help each other. Kasim, you can start the video. Thank you.